In the complex field of immigration laws, you guys are looking for some solutions that may help you or will help you to live your dreams and come to the US and root here and continue the best life possible in the world. Today we're going to be discussing how to navigate in this field as to finding the best professionals that will help you to live your dream. Let's go! Alright, so you guys know I'm Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a licensed business, immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. And today I collected all the issues that I encountered throughout my career as an attorney, and I've been practicing about 10 years. It's more than 12 years that I've been in American jurisprudence. So I got a lot of cases from other attorneys, from paralegals, or sometimes we call them immigration consultants, that those people who are not professionals, unlicensed, and they have no responsibility. So I collected basically 10 issues that you may encounter when you're looking for an immigration attorney. Issue number one is delays with your petition. A lot of immigration attorneys don't even put the term in the agreement. So basically you hire them and there is no end to your case unless attorney decides so. This is problem number one. Problem number two, quality concerns. You as a non-attorney don't really know how high of the quality the product you are getting. Of course, you may get the reviews, you may get some people who worked with that attorney, but at the end of the day, you kind of entrust yourself to another person and hope that the quality of the work is going to be the best. Number three, integrity issues. And it's kind of sad to me to see other attorneys who may sometimes advise the clients about the ways how to get a green card or a work visa, and those attorneys may sometimes know that that way is the risky one, or sometimes it's even impossible to get through. So integrity issues, or in other words, ethical issues, meaning that some attorneys, I'm not saying all, but very few, but you can encounter them. They would charge you money they would tell you pretty much anything for you to give them money, okay? And what happens afterwards, doesn't really matter as much. Number four, information accuracy. And here it's more about that many attorneys hold themselves to be immigration attorneys, meaning they do everything. They do the family, immigration law, they do the deportations, they do asylums, they do visas, they do student visas, they do everything, right? So, and when you do everything, you can't be an expert at something. You have to do a little bit of each, and that doesn't bring you to the level of expertise. Number five, lack of transparency as to the pricing. You guys know what an upsell is, right? But an upsell is when you upsell your services before a client signs a contract, okay? Some attorneys do that after the contract is signed and you get the charges that you didn't expect, right? So maybe you were not aware of the government fees, maybe you were not aware that there must be 2 petitions filed and you got charged only for 1. And again, it's kind of it's a luring tactics when someone lures you. You pay the money and you kind of have no way out, and then you have to pay more, and of course it's very frustrating. Financial losses, and that's kind of stemming from a couple of the ones that I mentioned before, that if you do not work with a professional who is specializing at the service that he or she is providing, the poor quality or lack of integrity can bring the denial of the petition. And in that sense, of course, you not only lose financially, but you also lose your time. We know that you can make more money, but you cannot bring your time back. Security risks, and that issue comes up at the time if you are in the US and you kind of have to sometimes go all in, All right, you guys know when you play poker and you go all in, putting all the chips in the middle of the table. So that's what happens when you are in the US and trying to change or adjust your status. And again, if you get the denial, then there is a problem, okay? Especially if you were trying to get non-immigrant visa. So most of the time you have to leave the country and then face all the issues trying to come back, or you will be stuck here forever trying to get your green card or some other type of visa and spending a lot of money, being stressed, and just being overall miserable. And number 8, legal ramifications. So sometimes it can get to the situation where after the refusal there is no coming back. There is no second filing, there is no third filing if you had to. And that also comes not only from a bad quality of work, but also a lack of competence. Number 9, your legal rights protection. One thing is that when you work with a licensed professional and that person is liable and in charge of your case, and there may be legal ramification for that professional. But if you work with someone unlicensed, like a paralegal or maybe ex-attorney assistant or Lord forbid some immigration consultant, then you have no recourse. You will lose your money, you will lose your time, and sometimes you will lose your chances. And if you're trying to go after the person who provided the bad service and there is no license there is nowhere to go. And number 10, it's a step up from unethical practices where an attorney may know that you don't fit within the program but still signs a contract with you and files a petition that ultimately is denied. However, some attorneys, and there are examples of that, they engage not only in unethical issues but also in fraudulent, meaning that they may forge the documents, they may fake the documents, or knowingly misrepresent certain things that may be detrimental to you. Because if you get caught on that, the attorney is probably going to be, maybe they give him a warning, maybe they, maybe he loses license for some time, but they will be all right. But you, if you get in such hands, you will never recover from that, okay? Because committing a fraud on the United States government is a life ban on entering the US. All right, so those are 10 issues you guys face on everyday basis. And for me, some of them is just like hands down terrible, and I don't even know how some professionals can engage in things like that. In my company, the mission is to simplify the immigration, or making immigration simply here. It's impossible to make it simple, but it's possible to make it simply here, okay? So that's the overall mission of my company. So what's the framework of working with my corporation? So first of all, the word strategy in my company is not a simple word. This is something fundamental for each case that I personally develop a strategy for each client that then is followed by the team and the client. Also, we specialize in certain type of visas. Those are talent visas, national interest waiver visas, business investment visas. We don't do family, we don't do asylum, we specifically do those type of visas. And the specialization and the strategy in each case produces more than 90% approval chance for any petition that you file with my company. What are the key features of Shamayev Business Law, SBL? Feature number 1, which you don't get in any immigration company, immigration law firm, is the Quality Control Department. Quality Control Department is a department in my company which is absolutely independent. I do not control it, no other top manager in the company controls it. It's absolutely independent department that is used by our clients to complain or comment on the services that they are getting. In other words, if something goes wrong with your case, or you don't like how the team is working, or the response time is too long, or you have some suggestions to propose to speed up the work, you can always write to the quality control department and get people investigating the issue in your case. And I think it's a breaking solution in my company that helps a lot of clients to feel safe, to be able to explain what can be done better, and we really appreciate that those comments and that work. Key feature number 2, and that's the team that works on your case. At the very least, 8 professionals are working on your case. Yes, you're probably going to be talking to 2, maybe 3 or 4 people max throughout this 6-month period, but behind the scene, there are people who also review your documents, make comments on that, propose changes, and also working hard on your petition. And number 3, coming from number 2, is the 4-step verification process in your case. So 2 experts from approval department are working on reviewing your case on the 1st and the 2nd level. After they approve the documents go to the strategy department, and that's the 3rd level of review. After they finish, then the document is going up to me, and I'm the 4th level of verification of each of your documents to make sure that everything was done properly. If I don't like something, I'm going to send that document back to strategy department, and they will have to deal with that. Either fix it themselves or push it down to other people to make changes. Innovative services. So in my company, we collect a lot of data from our cases, and that's why, for example, we have the black list of immigration officers. It means that we know the officers by their numbers. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, we don't know their names, so we have to judge them by the number that's assigned to them. And for years and years of practice, we collected those numbers of the immigration officers that are less loyal to the immigrants. We use that information very carefully, providing additional recommendations or advice to our clients to, for example, not to fight the RFE, but rather refile the case and get a better results. Number 2 is the Department of Communication with embassies. That's the innovative services in my company that make sure that after you got an approval here in the USA, you are not dropped, but rather transferred to a different team who will be leading your case and helping you to do all the paperwork between you, NVC, and the embassy in your country. In other words, after you got an approval, we're still continuing to assist you to get your passport stamped with the visa, be it immigrant visa or non-immigrant visa. And another innovation that I want to mention to you guys is NEO program. NEO is a project that I created on the basis of my company, because every single minute we do about 250 cases, meaning every single second of our lives, about 250 people from all over the world are trusting their lives with our corporation. Based on those numbers, we split the clients into categories. Let's say business people, art people, athletes, education people, IT, engineers, whatever that is. And within those categories, we find the matching clients so they could exchange independent expert opinions. And you'll be like, oh, Stanislav, that sounds like shady, or maybe is this legal? Absolutely, because it's not that we're trying to impose a recommendation on someone, but rather one talented person reviews the case of the other talented person. Independent assessment, okay? And of course, both people are experts because they're working on the cases, because I deem them as experts. Each one exchange those independent expert opinion letters, and we could get you up to 4 letters. And if you try to get those letters somewhere in the industry, there are companies, there are vendors that provide those services, and they charge you anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500 per letter like that. The value of 4 letters could be anywhere between $4,000 and $6,000. In my company, you get it for free. Let me tell you guys, no one is doing this. No one is trying to even get close to what we're doing in our corporation. And last but not least is the exclusive private business club on the basis of the approvals in my company, meaning that after you get approved for your type of visa, sometimes automatically, sometimes based on the decision of the board, become a member of the exclusive private business club. And that club is a fantastic place for networking and to get integrated in American society faster, because those people also talented, or the business people or investors or with the national interest waiver visas, they went through the whole process as you did, so there's a trust, and also they're clients of my company. So what we do, we kind of get you guys all together. We do the events, online, offline. We do the barbecues, so you guys could network, work on the projects of each other. So, and just, bringing a lot of good. And of course, we're working on addressing your concerns. For example, if your contract is for 6 months, but something unforeseeable happened, God forbid, somebody died or some health issues came out. We are also people. Yes, we have a contract, but we understand the situations of the clients. So we always look into the root of the problem and try to provide the best solution. For example, if something happened with your health, you got a suddenly surgery, of course, we're gonna pause the contract and give you, a month, 2 months, depending on the seriousness of the problem, so you could recover and get back to your case. My company is very flexible with finding the best solutions for you guys. And remember that we're doing the investor visas, business visas, talent visas, and national interest waiver visas. And also the last thing in the whole video, but I think it's very, very important, that I created personally the process that is called a free evaluation of your case. What is a free evaluation? If you go down below this video and find a link to each of the type of visas, talent, national interest, business, investor visa, and fill out the form. Spend 10-15 minutes. 2 days after that, I will get back to you with the initial analysis of your case. And I will let you know if it's good enough, which criteria we satisfy, which visas are best for you, and if you have a potential. And if you do, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where I'll build a winning written strategy for your case. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, smash that like button because you love the content, comment, ask questions. My name is Stanislav Shamayev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.